We on?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, hi and welcome to this short video which was for the New Zealand Revenue's Trade Me site and for the New Zealand Revenue's website, which is just detailing some of the products that we've got for sale and available for people who are keen on New Zealand Revenue stamps. Okay, the first product that we've got is the mainstay one, which is the New Zealand Revenue stamp album. It comes in two volumes, volume 1 and volume 2, mainly because there's so many New Zealand Revenue stamps that it's necessary to have that format so that you can fit all the stamps into it. So what we've got, we have, this is volume 1, and that contains most of the long types, the 1867, the imperforate. It contains the perforated long types. It contains the 1882 postal fiscals. Go through to the arms types. So most of the common standard revenue stamps. Also goes into some of the specialised ones, for example the denoting stamps, fine paid or fine paid. We have got the honey seal, lands and deeds, law courts, mortgagees, indemnity fees, and not liable stamps. So those are a lot of the main revenue stamps that you come to see. They are in volume 1, which will probably cover most of the stuff that's available. Volume 2 is a little bit more specialised. In the fact that it contains, I'll just get reorganised here, it contains more of the less frequently seen ones. We've got the beer duty stamps, we have the employment revenues, cheap and easy to come by, but some of them can be quite challenging. We have, keep going there. We've got the game, bird, wildlife stamps, and also the railway stamps as well, with the freight charges and the newspaper, railways and all that type of stuff. So quite a lot of volume involved there, particularly with the employment revenues, which span from the 1930s to the 1950s with a different set each year. But necessary, there's a lot of stuff in there that needs to incorporate the two volumes. So we've got them, both volumes are enclosed in this hard-wearing PVC album. Each page is enclosed within this acid-free I should say, little slip there, which each page is fits into, and so that's over 100 pages between the two albums of stamps. It comes in 3 different sorts. It comes with all of the pictures either in black and white, which is the cheapest option. They either come in colour, or we also do a colour hingeless, where you've got all the Harwood mounts put into the album. Quite labour intensive on the expensive side, but on the positive side you don't need to worry about faffing around with hinges and things like that. So those are the 2 albums. They're available on the Trade Me site, and the pricing is detailed on that. The stamps in the albums are really a reflection of what's in the Kiwi Catalogue, the most up-to-date revenue catalogue on New Zealand stamps available on the market at the moment, published by Mowbray Collectibles. We have also another couple of specialised subsets of the revenue set. One is my particular interest, which is the 1880 Queen Victoria long type postal fiscals. There are 14 different printings of this particular set, and we have an album which encompasses all the 14 different printings, from the very initial one, which is the Watermark New Zealand, through to the upright watermarks, different perf varieties, the side watermarks. And so, for example, it comes as, we've got what I call the type 1s, which are all of the stamps that are known that are printed with the New Zealand watermark. type 2, etc, etc. Some of the stamps were only ever printed on one particular type, for example the very high values, which were printed on New Zealand's over star sideways, and they were reflected in that particular set there. So that's an album specifically for the 1880s, specifically for the specialist collector, and that also comes in the cover. All of the pages are set in the acid-free plastic liner, and they also comes as black and white, colour or colour hingeless, and the pricing is shown on the Trade Me website. Two other publications also basing on the specialised type of the Queen Victoria of the 1880 series. One is the complete guide to the 1880 Queen Victoria long type. This goes into helping identify things like the different perforation varieties. It goes into identifying the different watermarks and gives you an assistance in helping to do that, because it can take a bit of time to get your head around. Also, it lists the different values and which printings that they have, which is reflected in the stamp album there, and is a very, very good general purpose one for people who are keen to get into this, because they were around for 50 years. There's a lot of different printings, and it hasn't been well reflected in current catalogues. So that's the detail, that's the real key information. And the final publication is the catalogue, which is a bit of a compilation as to the existing catalogues that are around, but it doesn't. The value of this is that it incorporates postally used, fiscally used, and also unusual variations such as perfins and stuff like inverted watermarks and things like that. Some of the less commonly found varieties, and helps to allocate a price to those, because at present most of them are unlisted. So that is the catalogue itself there. There is more information on the Trade Me listings for that, and please, there's the contact details there. If you have any questions, give us a yell. Otherwise we will happy shopping and happy collecting. Thank you.